Hey farmers, what's going on? Welcome back to another Haiti video. In this video, I'm going to be talking on a topic that's currently the most burning question in the whole Haiti community, and that is the second dairy. Basically, I'm going to be talking about why I think this has become a necessity to have another dairy machine in the game. But I'm going to be explaining all their opinions and basically why they opposed the second dairy edition. So let's get started with the game. I'm just going to harvest my crops. I've got some clay and chickpeas. So harvesting is really good because it gives you XP and you also get some items. Like I just got a land deed, and let's see what my second item is going to be. Okay, bolt. Wait, another land deed? Oh, that was awesome. 2 land deeds in 1 bolt. So I'm gonna plant, well, it's currently night, so I'm gonna go with the products. I'm kind of confused. Let's just go with some soybeans and carrots. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the soybeans and I'm just gonna go with the carrots. There we go. Perfect. Let's quickly have a look at the visitors. Okay, I'm gonna send this greedy girl away and Greg needs some onions. Sorry, Greg. Today is not your day. Alright guys, now I'm gonna come to the main topic of this video, the second dairy machine in Haiti. So you guys know that September is approaching and the update time is getting closer in the game, and this time is basically the update talk time in the Haiti community. We're always sharing ideas, how it could be coming and everything. And you're welcome to have your opinions. So please let me know in the comments what do you think of the second dairy edition. Now first let's talk about what's the chaos with the dairy and why is it so important. So dairy is just another machine in the game that I think you unlock at level 6 or level 7. It unlocks very early, in the early stages. And you can see this beautiful machine, not really beautiful. Don't hate me, but I don't like the design of this dairy. I think it's very big. But yeah, it's very, very important in the game. So this is the dairy machine that makes the dairy products in the game. We have 4 kind of dairy products. We make cream, butter, cheese, and goat cheese. And dairy products, it wouldn't be an overstatement to say, are the base of your game. Without the dairy products, you basically cannot do anything. Literally, every third product in the game needs a crazy amount of dairy products. Or at least the dairy products, not a crazy amount. So let me give you guys an example. If I come over here to the bakery, you can see all the pizzas need 1 cheese. And I'm just gonna put this, like, 1 cheese for 1 pizza. And if you make like 20, you're using 20 cheese. That's just crazy. If I come over here to the pies, you can see the peach tart needs cream. If you have to make a lot of cakes, then you're going to need a lot of dairy products. Pasta needs a lot of dairy products. Literally every machine, there's a product or there's more than 1 product that requires the dairy product. So if you don't have the dairy products, then you won't be able to make these products. And when you don't have these products, you wouldn't be able to do your trucks. You won't be able to fill your boats and no town. So basically your whole progress is going to be stopped. So I like to call the dairy products as the raw products that you use to make other products in the game. And they're extremely rare. You cannot find them in the paper. No one's going to give you them for free. People trade them for their barn tools, for land tools, and for so many coins. And I did that so many times. So dairy products, in a way, are the base of your game. Without them, you really cannot progress. Now, are the dairy products rare for lower levels or for higher level players? Now, it's going to be wrong to say that dairy products are rare for higher level players because they're not. Even when you're a low level player, when you're just starting out, dairy products are extremely rare since the beginning because I remember when I used to play this game back in 2016, even then I used to suffer from the dairy shortage. I remember having a lot of players in my neighborhood that were higher level players. Even at that time, they used to suffer from the shortage of dairy. And at that time, even there were not so many machines. So ever since Haiti has been evolving, we've been updates, we've been getting new machines. New machines mean more products, and more products mean the consumption of more dairy. But since then, we've just been having 1 single dairy for all these times. There hasn't been any change with the dairy. Of course, you can buy extra slots from the farm pass, but that doesn't really help a lot. Plus, you have to purchase it, and not everyone spends money in the game. So that's all about the past. That's what's been happening from 2016 to 2021. Now I'm going to come to the present situation. Ever since 2022 has started, Haiti has brought 2 updates, and each of that update had a machine with it. So in spring, that was in April 2021, we got the fudge maker, and just a month later, we got a yogurt maker. So fudge needs a crazy amount of butter. I cannot emphasize enough on this, and I'm so mad. I'm literally gonna get crazy over here, but you need 3 butter to make 1 rich fudge. And you're gonna see how my dairy is gonna go all the way down. Like, see, I'm just running out of butter. And I haven't been able to manage my dairy for so many months now. Ever since they've added the fudge and then even the yogurt and no addition of second dairy, that has just made me insane. So I just don't know how things are going to work out. And you saw the consumption of dairy is just insane. Just talking about these two machines, which are the most cruel machines in the history of Haiti. Their dairy consumption is like insane. They eat dairy like their lives depend on it. You guys are gonna see. So yeah, all the fudge needs 2 to 3 butter, and now I just have 7 butter. What am I supposed to do? And you must be asking, why do you need to make the fudge? Don't make it. But why should I not make it? This is my game, and I'm gonna do it, and that's the fun of Haiti. I'm trying to fully master my machine, so I make fudge all the time, and that's a crazy amount of fudge. Now, when they added the fudge shop, I was like, now they're going to add the second dairy. I waited a whole month, then came the 10th birthday update when they brought the yogurt maker, and when I saw the plain yogurt needing 2 cream, I was like, no, that's not great. And I was like, this time I'm sure they're going to add a second dairy. And guess what? They didn't. This was insane. I couldn't believe it. Like, why are they not adding a second dairy? Even when they added the second sugar mill. So the reason I'm making this video is the fact that we have a second sugar mill in the game when no one even requested a second sugar mill. And trust me, no one in the community was expecting a second sugar mill to have in the game. And the reason they brought the second sugar mill in the game because according to Hated Team, people did not have enough sugar, and there were so many products that needed sugar. So I don't understand this logic. They can see that people are always short of sugar. So can they not see that people are also always short of dairy? So if they can add a second sugar mill, then why they cannot add a second dairy? This is something that I will never ever understand. Until, of course, they add the second dairy, then I'll understand it. But that's about the future. But for the moment, there's no second dairy in the game. We've been waiting for this since years. Especially me, I've been waiting for this since the moment they added the second sugar mill. Because I was like, if they can add the second sugar mill, I'm sure they can add the second dairy. But it still hasn't been brought into the game. The next update might be coming in October or September. So I'm not sure if they're going to bring the second dairy in then. One yogurt, the plain yogurt, needs milk, 2 cream, and 3 milk. And this is insane to me. See how I'm gonna run out of this. I can't even do anything. I just can't. That's the disaster of the dairy. That's like the end of your dairy products. These 2 machines are the most cruel ones in Haiti history. They eat dairy like insane. So these 2 recent machines, the fudge shop and yogurt maker, has disrupted the dairy balance in the game. With the addition of these machines, your dairy products go down so quickly, and you can just never have enough of them. So for me, I've been constantly struggling a lot with the dairy products shortage. Now, please remember that I'm making this video from a normal person's point of view. What I mean by normal is a person who plays regularly, who plays every day, who loves this game, who runs his machines all the time, makes a lot of products, and who doesn't have a crazy amount of baby farms, who doesn't always massively trade, and who does not have tons of people that are always there to help him. And I'm sure that is the case with most of the Haiti players that they play normally, and they also don't spend a lot of money in the game. Alright, so that's my main concern about the dairy, and that's why I think this has become a necessity to have a second dairy in the game. And I would not even say that if this was not for the second sugar mill. They gave the second sugar mill when literally, and I'm being honest here, no one requested this machine, and I never even felt the shortage of sugars. For me, sugars were fine. I never had a problem with them. My main problem had always been dairy products, actually. And if they can do the second sugar mill, I'm pretty sure they can do the second dairy. So that's not even a question. If they're going to do it, that really depends on Haiti. And if they did, I'd be very happy. And I'm sure a lot of people would be very happy. Alright, now I'm going to come to the category of the people that oppose this addition or that are always against this idea of having a second dairy in the game. So those people always say, no, we don't need a second dairy in the game. There are so many other things that can work. So the number 1 reason they put is making baby farms. Now, believe it or not, baby farms don't help a lot unless you have like 5 to 6. And that's what they say. They're like, oh, we have 10 to 20 baby farms. We're always making dairy there. But guys, you have to remember that not everyone in the game is same. Not everyone has that kind of energy, that kind of time to put in the game. I'm a student and I barely get time to manage my 1 baby farm, and I just have like 2 baby farms. So I do make dairy, but that just does not help much. So unless you have like 5 to 10 baby farms and you're constantly going there, you're putting dairy in them, you're managing them, then of course you can have a lot of dairy. But that is not the case with everyone. A lot of people just have a single farm. And Haiti was never a game meant to only work if we have more farms. It was made as a single farming game, you know, that we have to manage everything. Not the kind of game that we were supposed to make more farms and then make things there and then transfer them. I mean, of course, baby farms help, and if you have baby farms, I'm not against you. I'm not really saying anything bad about it. It's really good to have baby farms, and if you're doing this, if you're making dairy, if you're not struggling, that's very good for you. But as I said, that's not the case for everyone, and baby farms, just a single, it does not help so much. And especially for me, at level 212, it doesn't. If you're a low-level player, things are going to be different for you. And I'm not even saying that Hades should add dairy for everyone. They can add dairy at level 80, level 90, or even at level 100. I would not have a problem with that. I'm happy. As long as they're adding a secondary, I'm good. It doesn't matter the level. It doesn't even matter the price. It could be expensive. I would happily purchase it. So that's about the baby farms. Baby farms do help, please. Don't get me wrong here. They honestly help, but not for everyone. And unless you have 4 to 5 baby farms and you're always working on them, then they can't help you, especially at higher levels. So that's about the baby farms. Number 2, they say hire Ernest. And now this is, I'm going to oppose very clearly that Ernest does not help me. It does not help a lot. It only helps if you don't play your game regularly, you are off your game for so many days, or you just take so many long breaks. So I'm going to prove this. So what I do, I play my game regularly, and throughout the whole day, I just make cream and butter all the time. And I keep checking my game after like every, 3 to 4 hours just to run the dairy. It's not that I have a lot of time. And when it's nighttime, I put a lot of goat cheese and a lot of cheese that I'm going to do now. So count the hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's like 10 goat cheese, and that makes to 12 hours. I can simply fill my slots, and that's just going to make up the 10 hours. And after 10 hours, I'm going to come back to the game, and I'm just going to collect the dairy, and I'm going to make more. So where did Mr. Ernest go? Mr. Ernest did not help me much. And trust me, Ernest has not helped me a lot. I love Rose, but I hate Ernest. He just does not help. He only helps if you're on a long break, if you're not playing for your game for like 12 to 13 hours, and your dairy is empty. Then of course he can make dairy for you. That's a very good feature, I think. But for a person who plays regularly, who makes the dairy himself, Ernest does not help a lot. No, not at all. And you can see all my slots are open, and I keep my dairy running all the time, and still I'm always suffering from the shortage of the dairy. Another alternative that a lot of people have suggested to Heyday is that if they can't give us a secondary, or if they want to add a secondary, give us more cows. Now guys, trust me, as much as I want a secondary, I highly doubt, I think it's going to be impossible that they're ever going to add any more cows in the game. At least not for now, because that's ruined the balance of the animals. We've been having 15 of animals ever since the game has started, and it's been like this since the day 1, so I don't think they're gonna add more cows just for the addition of the secondary. If they're going to add the dairy, that's fine, but I don't think that they are actually going to give us more cows. I'm not against it. If they did, that's fine, but that's just my opinion. That's what I personally think, that they're not going to add more cows. And the reason being pretty obvious, it's something that I don't think was initially meant to change when they created Heyday in the first place. So yeah, that's going to be like a major balance change right here. So what you can do until they add a secondary, you can hire Tom. You can spend your diamonds on it. Tom is totally worth it. Or you can use boosters. I have a ton of boosters. But for the Tom, the main problem is that you have to come in the game every 2 hours. So if you are free, if you have a lot of time, it's Sunday, weekend, you're free, then hire Tom and put an alarm. That's what I do, because otherwise I just can't remember that I've hired Tom. Or you can simply use that booster which reduces the Tom's time to 1 hour. You can use that. And then ask him to bring you cheese and goat cheese. I'm saying cheese and goat cheese because that's the main problem. Because it takes a longer time. But of course, you can also get the cream and the butter. For me, my major problem is actually the cream and butter, to be honest here. Cream and butter is my main problem. Cheese and goat cheese is still fine. You can see I have like 29 and 36. The consumption of cream and butter in the game currently is insane. So you can hire Tom. Secondly, you can also trade. Now, for those of you who don't know trading, don't worry, I'll be making a video about that in the future, of course. But trade is very helpful, and that's what I've been doing, actually. Otherwise, I'll never be able to play this game. I just cannot have enough dairy. You can give people your coins or your barn tools, and they can give you dairy in exchange. There's so many people in different groups that are willing to exchange their dairy products, so they're helping me so much. So you can, of course, trade, and you can hire Tom. You guys, I'm not saying the baby farms are bad. Please don't get me wrong on that. I just hope that you guys have understood my point. The baby farms don't work for everyone, because not everyone is the same person in the game. And I made it very clear that I'm making this video from a normal person's point of view. Okay, that was a lot of talk in this video, and I'm sorry if I made a mistake, but my main concern, my main idea, what I just wanted to deliver, convey to audience is that, basically to Hay Day team, is that please add a secondary. Or if they don't want to add a secondary, then at least do something that we can manage the dairy. Now, I don't think they wanted to make it as a challenge to have a dairy shortage in the game, because what game developers sometimes do, they actually put players in a challenge. They want to make the game harder, to make it more fun. But sometimes it can cause the opposite effect. Instead of having the fun and having the challenge, it wants people to quit the game. Do you guys remember the 80 limit from 2019? That actually made a lot of players quit the game. I've heard the stories, and I actually know a few people who did not play the game after the 80 limit, which is quite ridiculous. And I'm not really saying you to leave the game. Don't do that. That's a very inane reason to even leave the game. But I'm just saying that sometimes what Hay Day team thinks it's fun, it's going to be challenging, actually turns out to be opposite. And that's what I think with the dairy, but I don't really think that was their main purpose, because if that was their main purpose, they would have never added the second sugar mill. That's my main concern. Why did they even add the second sugar mill? I need the answer. Then why do we have a second sugar mill, and why don't have a second dairy yet? Come on, Hay Day, what are you guys waiting for? Add the second dairy. We players been wanting this for years, and I've been wanting a second dairy in the game so bad after these machines, because with the addition of them, it has become nearly impossible to manage dairy in the game. At the end, I just want to say that no offense is intended to anyone by this video. I know Hay Day is a free-to-play game, and a lot of people play this differently. You have your own methods, your strategies, your styles, and I mean, no offense, I'm not against you. I don't hate you if you have a lot of baby farms, you know, if you spend money in the game, even I do that, or if you just hire farm helpers. No offense intended. These were just my opinions, my arguments to justify the intense need of a secondary in the game currently. So I hope that you guys don't mind, and please enjoy this video. My videos are mostly for entertainment purposes. They are not for hate purposes, so don't hate me and don't spread hate to anyone. So yeah, also let me know your opinions in the comments. I love to read what you guys think. Do you want a secondary, or you're good to manage your dairy in the game currently? And if you think we need a secondary, then what level players should get the secondary? If I have to be honest, I think lower level players should not really get a secondary, because it's fine for them, it's a little challenging, it's good. People level 100 plus should get it. Like, they added the second sugar mill at level 72, I think. So keeping that in mind, I think they can add the secondary if they ever added it. And at level 90 to 100 maybe, so I would not have any problem with that. Now, do I think that Hay Day team is going to add a secondary? Currently, I don't think so. Seeing the current circumstances, I don't think they're anywhere close to add a secondary. I don't see it happening right now, but we can't say anything about the future. Anything is possible and anything can happen, so we cannot say for sure, but I'm sure it's not coming anytime soon. But fingers crossed, and thank you for watching and listening to me. I'll see you guys in my next video. Until then, have a great rest of your day. Bye.